It is Championship Sunday, my favorite day of the week, the Maxam Tires Bassmaster Elite, and we are so happy to be here. We started this week with 103 anglers, 50 went out yesterday, only 10 remain. In a few minutes we'll crown our fourth Elite Series champion of the 2024 Bassmaster Elite Series season right here in beautiful Putnam County. Palatka, are you guys ready for this? Our fine friends from Maxam Tire, our title sponsor here, they're the reason that we are back here. Let's hear it for Maxam Tire, ladies and gentlemen. Can't thank them enough for their incredible support. They had a Pro-Am here yesterday with a lot of their dealers. So excited to see them loving the great sport of fishing. A lot going on this week. We celebrated Rick Clunn came here and fished his 500th Bassmaster event. Another amazing thing that happened here this week, the very first, a new initiative by Bass called Bassmaster. It's a brand new initiative to help female anglers grow this sport, and your voices are heard. And the first Bassmaster clinic happened right here in Palatka, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. It was an incredible success. We have a bunch more happening this season, so make sure to check out bassmaster.com. It's got its own section and everything. Make sure to check that out, and we will see how that continues to grow, because I think it's going to be an incredible program, and it's much needed, and it's about time, because we love our female Bassmasters. How many Bassmasters we got in the crowd? All right, you guys got to get louder than that, okay? I know you guys can get loud. How many Bassmasters we have in the crowd? All right. I don't want to wear you out, because it is warm here today. We got 10 anglers. We're going to weigh them in here. They're going to come rolling up through. They're not going to do a drive-through. They're going to do a drive-up, so the boats will drive up there. They'll come walking up through here. They'll come up here. The goal is to load our Yeti hot seat. Our tournament leader right now, Cory Johnston, has been so close to winning an Elite Series event in the past. It has never happened for him, but maybe today is the day. He's been here, 5-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, but the whole goal is to load our Yeti hot seat. The longer you sit there, the more money you make. At the very end, there'll be 2 anglers left. Cory will be one of them, because he's our day 3 leader, and whoever else gets down to him, it's like the original American Idol. We're going to stand them side by side. One of them's going to win, and the other one's not. But you guys need to make lots and lots of noise, because everybody, this part of the world has such a reputation for giant crowds. You guys always show out. You guys are such a special part of Bassmaster history. We'll never forget what happened here in 2019 when people said nobody was going to show up. None of these anglers were going to catch them. The crowds were bigger, the bass were bigger, and it happened right here. And we'll always keep coming back here because of you fine folks. All right. Before we weigh any fish, we need to bring out our weighmaster, our tournament director. Get loud for LT, Lisa Talmadge. Lisa, a great crowd here for Championship Sunday, and this is going to be the end of our Sunshine State swing here. We had 2 events in Florida, 2 very successful events.
Yes, it's been awesome here. The weather's been great. Gosh, what a great crowd. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. We appreciate that. Now, we can't do this without great hosts. I want to say a big thank you to the Putnam County Tourist Department, and especially Dana Jones and Julie Linton. I'm not sure where you are, but they are the best. Let's give them a round of applause. Also, I couldn't do this without the FWC law enforcement. I have him on speed dial. It's Dan Dixon. I'm not sure if he's here, but he is the best. Every time I get a question, I'm like, text. Thanks so much, Dan. I appreciate you. Also, I couldn't do this, or we couldn't do this without our volunteer coordinator and all of our volunteers. I want to thank Becky Williams. I'm not sure where she is, but thank you, Becky, and thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you so much. And like Dave said, we are on a back-to-back, and everyone's getting grumpy. No, I'm just kidding. No.
By everyone, you mean you? I mean, I'm having a wonderful time, Lisa.
Well, you took a break.
I did a couple of days off. It was wonderful.
No. I do want to thank all the staff because they've been working hard for 2 weeks. So thank you guys so much. And Putnam County and Palatka, thank you for the hospitality.
Speaking of my little break at the beginning of the week, I do have to give a very special shout out. I need you guys to help me. Chris Bowes filled in for me for a couple of days when I couldn't be here. Give him a little love, ladies and gentlemen. Thank him very much. But I'm happy to be here on Championship Sunday. You guys know how this whole deal works. I spin the towel. You guys make lots and lots of noise. Let's see if we can do this. And I want to let you know, every once in a while, we got people watching all around the world on Bassmaster.com. This was on FS1 all day long today. And we will hear people, we don't mic the crowd, but we will hear people, so if you don't hear how loud it really is, and we'll hear people online that be like, that crowd's not very loud. I don't want to hear any of those comments today. I know you guys are loud. Let me hear it, ladies and gentlemen. We got cameras all around here. We got to show the world that Putnam County, we got to show the world that Palatka, Florida is a place to come and have a good time. One more time. This is the fourth stop of the 2024 Bassmaster Elite Series, the Maxam Tire Bassmaster Elite. Are you ready? Let's get ready to win. He came close to winning the Classic just a few years ago. He's a 5-time Classic qualifier. Let me hear it for Team Toyota's Matt Airy. 48 pounds and 5 ounces because of the incredible job done by Cory Johnston. And he's a giant bag to load our Yeti hot seat, looking for 25 pounds, 9 ounces. 16.8, going to move into second place. 9 pounds an ounce short of the overall lead, but a great finish for Matt Airy as he makes his charge to get back to the 2025 Bassmaster Classic. Matt Airy put on a show today. It was a lot of fun watching you on live. One of the most spectacular frog eats we've ever seen on Bass Live, and it really looked like you. First of all, congratulations on a great finish and a great move to leave that area to Cory, as you said at takeoff this morning. Classy move, but it was a lot of fun, and you look incredibly relaxed, and you literally caught him every single different way you tried to fish.
I tell you, man, that's one of the most fun days of fishing I've had. And shout out to my boy Brandon that was running the camera. He did awesome work on that frog bite, and I hope everybody got to see it. If not, I'm sure it'll be an opportunity to watch it back on Bassmaster.com. But yeah, we had a manatee buddy following us around today, up there kissing on the trolling motor, and then that was pretty cool. So caught him all kinds of different ways. I hope we were able to entertain y'all today by doing a lot of different things, and caught him on a shell bed, caught him flipping pads, caught one off the bed, caught some on a frog. But again, just a fun day, great week at the St. John's. Want to say hey to my daughters, Reese and Ren, back home. They're watching. And my wife, Emily, frog's her favorite bait, so she texted me after I waited. I checked in, and she said, I'm so glad you got to pick up that frog and catch one on it today, so she really enjoyed that. But, the fortunate ones are actually the turkeys back in North Carolina because they've had to wait an extra day or two for me to get back. But as soon as I get back, I'm going to get after them this week. But y'all always show out down here in Palatka, man. This is an awesome place to fish. I've always really... We got towels flying everywhere. Always really enjoyed coming down here. Always been beautiful weather. Been very blessed in that aspect of it. But again, thank y'all, Palatka, and hope to be back, man. Great points, great AOY points, regardless of the finish. Top 10 this week, and looking forward to Lake Murray.
Before you leave, was there any how'd you get here when so many others, took a trip home a lot earlier than this? Was there any specific patterns or baits, or was it just changing every day for you?
Well, I just followed those Canadians around. That's what. No, I said. No. In all honesty, we the first 2 days I shared water with Sumrall, Cory, and his brother Chris, and I can promise you, if there's two dudes you don't want to have to sight fish next to, it's the Johnston brothers. They're arguably the best in the world at it, and it showed this week. But it's no secret to where we were. I think there was a little bit of late wave action coming into the back of that Salt Springs run, and when all those tilapia had vacated the beds, I think a lot of the bass just refilled them. So that was the key this week for me, catching some of those big fish first couple days and weighing in those 2 big bags, and that really carried us through.
Great tournament and going somewhere you like next. Look forward to seeing you there. Who do we got next? He is a 7-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. He's a former FLW Tour Rookie of the Year, a former FLW Tour winner. He is a former Dakota Lithium Rookie of the Year, a 2-time Elite Series champion from Panama City Beach, Florida, Drew Benton. 49 pounds and 3 ounces. Looks like a good day today. Oh boy, needs a big day. Needs 24-11 to take the lead. 5 fish here today. 21 pounds, 8 ounces. He moves into second place. Just 3 pounds, 3 ounces short of the overall lead with 70 pounds, 11 ounces. Another great payday for Florida's Drew Benton, digging deep in that Crush City weigh-in bag. Florida, let me hear ya. $70 pounds, 11 ounces, sitting in second place. Gonna weigh that one for Phoenix Boats Big Bass of the day. 6 pounds, 14 ounces, so you take that over, and as you said on the dock this morning, it's a big finish and a needed finish to turn things around for you.
Yeah, it wasn't the best start to the season for me. Had some rough, just stuff happen, and I wasn't really having a good time. We talked about it this morning on stage, or this morning on the dock, and then yesterday things started to click, and I started having fun again. And that's what it takes. This is a fun sport, but it can get in your head and make you rethink things a lot. I have to thank this whole crowd for showing up. This place always shows out. It's always a fun time here. It's kind of a ritual. We come and stay with the Princes, and it's like a big family ordeal when we come here to Palatka, and we just love it. So, it didn't work out the first couple of days, but got stronger as the event went on. I can't complain.
How did you get stronger? Did you change, or did the bite just come to you?
Fishing, the fish will always tell you what to do, and I just kept ignoring it. I wanted to sight fish, and I kept ignoring it. Then yesterday, I got a big bite, swimming a jig. I'm swimming a no-jack, dirty jigs up in the pads, up in the canals, and I'm actually catching spawning fish, and whenever I would actually see one, I would stop and fish with the new Nano Alpha Gamakatsu hook, a Norris front flapper, but that no-jack swim jig was the deal. I could burn it and cover a bunch of water. I was getting a lot of big bites. I got 2 that I left swimming today that kind of hurt a little bit, but, it's a high-risk, high-reward way of fishing. It's my way to fish in Florida. Well,
a great finish, and we're heading to a body of water that you just happen to be the defending champion, so it's working out pretty good for you.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back. This is a great fishery. Lake Murray's an awesome fishery, too, and I can't wait to get there.
Looking forward to seeing you there. Still trying to load our Yeti hot seat. Who do we got next? He is a 10-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 10-time FLW Tour winner, an 8-time Bassmaster winner, the 2022 Bassmaster Classic champion from Dry Creek, Oklahoma, Jason Christie. Jason Christie had 49 pounds and 12 ounces started today. Looking for 24-2 to take the lead. 5 fish here today, Championship Sunday, 16 pounds, 13 ounces. He moves into third place with 66 pounds and 9 ounces. Digging deep in that Crush City weigh-in bag. Let's hear it for Skeeter Yamaha Pro, Jason Christie. 66 pounds, 9 ounces, back-to-back top 10s here in the Sunshine State. So things going good for you, Christie.
Yeah, except I realize I'm getting old whenever I can't breathe going from the truck to the stage. I'm still out of breath. I used to be able to run 10 miles a day, and now I can't go 50 yards. It has been great crowd on Sunday. Appreciate you guys showing up. It's been a good couple of weeks for me. After the third day, going into the last day, I've kind of not been in contention to win, but whenever I come to Florida and make a top 10, it's just like taking a trophy home for me. But I've learned a lot this week. I fished in an area pretty much the whole time. I was fishing shad spawn, throwing a half-ounce booyah finesse, and caught the heck out of them. I only ran into the big ones one day, and, it kind of cost me, but I learned a lot. I kind of learned a lot about the tide. I caught some this week on perspective mode, in 2 foot of water, and I've never done that, so that was pretty fun. And yeah, it was just a great week.
Great week, some great points to build off, and going to Lake Murray next. How you feeling about that?
Well, these fish here are a little squirrely, but they're real squirrely there. I mean, you got to come up with crazy ways to make them bite there. But yeah, just, you know, I can't wait to get home. You know, I haven't seen my kids, my wife in a couple of weeks, and you've been gone a couple of weeks. It makes for a long trip. So, but going home with 2 top 10s, a little money. Most important thing is a lot of points toward the Angler of the Year. Good trip.
Great trip. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks' time. Who do we got next? He once full sweeped an entire division of Costa events, won every qualifying event and the championship. He has 5 Bassmaster top 10s, a 2-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier from Del Rio, Texas, Ray Hanselman Jr. 50 pounds even to start the day today. Needs 23.14 to take the lead. 16 pounds, 9 ounces, moves into 4th place with 66 pounds and 9 ounces. And the question is, will anybody load our Yeti hot seat? Ray, a great week here this week, in 4th place right now. Not going to load the Yeti hot seat, but hey, you're fishing here on Sunday when the majority of our competition is your competition's already headed home, and this was a good one for you.
Yeah, it felt good to crack the top 10 this tournament. My first 3 events were pretty rough on me. You know, I was kind of torn between 2 different styles of fishing, but here I went fishing, and that's what I want to do.
How did you catch him here?
I had 3 things going. A little bit of a shad spawn. I think we were kind of at the tail end of it. I'd catch a few off that. I had a couple of shell beds, and then I had a couple of points, believe it or not. Right on the break, there were some old crab pots, like deadliest catch deals. And those fish were relating to that, and I caught 3 good ones off of it in the last couple of days. I wish I'd have keyed on that sooner. I would have picked up, you know, found some more of those. But it was a good event, and looking forward to Murray. And just want to say thanks to my wife for holding down the fort, my boys. Mason, we're going to go play some baseball, and Miles will go play some golf and turkey hunt and fish when I get back. It'll be a short stint, but then we're off again.
Well, sounds like a good plan. Look forward to seeing Lake Murray. Congrats on a good one.
I got to give a shout out to Ken Parker with Bernie Marine in Texas. He keeps me going as well as these guys back here in the service yard. Without them, we can't. You know, we're pretty hard on our equipment, if you hadn't noticed. But they patch us back up and get us going again. It's great to have them.
Congrats on a good one. Feed me another. Who do we got next? Oh boy, he is an 18-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 6-time Bassmaster winner, the 2014 Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year, the Hack Attack, Greg Hackney. 51 pounds and 11 ounces to start the day. He needs 22 pounds, 3 ounces to load the Yeti Hot Seat. 5 fish here today. 16 pounds, 4 ounces. He moves into 3rd place with 67 pounds and 15 ounces. But another top 10 here in beautiful Palatka, Florida for Greg Hackney. Digging deep in that Crush City Wan bag. Let me hear ya. 16 pounds, 4 ounces, 67.15. So a great tournament, Greg. And it's amazing. We talked this morning in the dock. You do so well here. It's not an area. You know, you fish different areas every single time. This fishery just matches you.
It really does. I don't know why, but I like it. It's a beautiful place. It's always great when we come here. I really didn't know what to expect this time because we typically are here earlier in the year. So there was a lot of mystique to that part of it, but it's a giant fishery. It's got fish from one end to the other. You know, there are guys running 3 hours one way. It's pretty crazy. It's always good to have a place like that. Spreads everybody out. really diverse this week, guys doing all kinds of different stuff. But I caught them this week. I guess you saw on the shad spawn, but it was fun. It's always good to be here.
Great points and a lot of great events ahead this season to build from this.
Yeah, I had I got kind of started off on the wrong foot, and so the last two events have been good. I almost made the top 10 last week and then a top 10 this week. And I think Christie said it best. These guys catch them so good. When you can get some points on them, you need to get them because they're coming every time. But always great to be here. Appreciate y'all coming out.
You got them in a big way this week. Congrats on another good one. Who do we got next? Gonzales, Louisiana, representing in a big way. One Gonzales, Louisiana angler just left the stage, and here's another, making his second Bassmaster Championship Sunday. Both of them in the great state of Florida. From Gonzales, Louisiana, Logan Luso. Had 52 pounds, 6 ounces. Looking for 21 pounds, 8 ounces. 11 pounds, 9 ounces. He moves into 7th place currently with 63 pounds, 15 ounces. So not going to load the Yeti hot seat. Starting to wonder if anyone is going to load the Yeti hot seat. But, I mean, a great tournament here this week.
Yeah, Florida been good to me. I really like coming to Florida. It was a good week. Having 2 bad tournaments, I have a good one. It really helps get out that hole we dug. It's a great fishery. I mean, it treats me well. It fishes like back home. Made a long run every day, and today it just didn't pan out. I don't know if I caught them all or what, but it was a good week. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank all the family and friends and everybody else on the Murray.
How did you catch him this week?
I flipped a missile bait 48 in pads and swam a jig. I think it's Florida 101.
Worked out pretty good for you. A great payday, some great points. We look forward to seeing you at Lake Murray. This is the loneliest Yeti hot seat we've ever had. Who do we got next? He is a former Strike King College Bass champion. His 7th Bassmaster Top 10. A Bassmaster Classic qualifier from Tennessee, Jacob Fouts. Had 54 pounds and 11 ounces. Has had an incredible tournament. Needs 19 pounds, 3 ounces to take the lead. 5 fish here today. 16 pounds, 11 ounces. He moves into 2nd place with 71 pounds and 6 ounces. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. I may just sit in that seat here in a minute because it doesn't seem to be occupied by anyone. But man, you did something totally different this week, and it paid off big time.
Yeah, it sure did. You know, I was going up to Rodman and had water on myself, which is surprising against these guys. When you're by yourself against these guys, it means one of two things: you either found something special or you were not on them at all. So, yeah, I feel took a moral victory out of winning the Rodman tournament. But yeah, fun week, man. Caught all my fish on a topwater and live scoping a minnow. Man, I was around so many fish. They were swimming around in schools of 30 or 40. They got a little hard to catch here the last 2 days. I had just had 2 30-minute flurries the last 2 days where I caught the bulk of my weight. But the first 2 days it was game on for most of the day. I don't know what changed. I guess pressure probably got to them, but can't complain, man. You're fishing on Sunday. Doesn't get much better.
What kind of numbers did you catch? Because it literally seemingly like every time we saw you on camera, you were catching fish.
Yeah, no. The first day I probably caught 60. Second day I caught 40. Yesterday I probably only caught 20, and today I probably only caught 15. It was just, I guess, I think they were moving, but I think pressure was getting to them too, because they'd be in them giant schools and you throw in there and catch one, and then you couldn't catch one again. So, yeah, was a lot of fun, man. My hands are absolutely tore up.
What key baits were you using? Was it just 2 bait? What? Yeah. List them out.
Yeah, no, it was a 1-2 punch. I was just throwing a super spook. And I was just throwing a jig head minnow, a 3.5-inch minnow on a 3/16 ounce jig head, just waiting for him to either come up schooling, or I was out there just looking for him. But man, it was a fun week, man. It doesn't get much better. I had so much fun.
Does it shock you that you were the only? I mean, it's so rare in a tournament to have something to yourself, and it's not. We've seen it happen there before. But does it shock you that you got that all to yourself?
Yeah, I was completely shocked. When I went through there in practice, I saw what was there, and I'm like, well, there's no way these guys aren't going to find this. And then rolled up there the first day, and I was the only one there, and no one tried to come in. And man, it was shocking. Just I figured there would be several guys that would find other areas in that lake and catch them good too, but it just wasn't the case.
Well, hey, a great finish, some great points, and a lot to build off. Let's hear it for Jacob Fouts, ladies and gentlemen. So we are 7 anglers into our weigh-in, and our Yeti hot seat still is very lonely. Who would like to sit in the Yeti hot seat? You can't. It's only for anglers. I was just wondering if you'd like to. But I think we got an angler ready to roll through here. Who do we have next? Oh, he is loading the grocery bag. He kicked off his Elite Series career back here in 2019 and almost won right here. He is the very first Canadian ever to win an FLW Tour event. The very first Canadian to ever win an Elite Series event from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, Cory Johnston. 56 pounds and 14 ounces to start the day. He needs 17 pounds even to take the lead. 5 fish here today. 13 pounds, 2 ounces. He moves into 4th place with 70 pounds even, but a great tournament once again for Cory Johnston. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, this part of the world has been incredible to you. You came close to winning your first event, and that pesky Rick Clunn had to come and steal that from you in your very first Elite Series event. But this fishery, it's so good to you. Why does it set up so well for you?
I really don't know, but I guess it's fishing a lot like home. You grew up near me, and until I was about 15 years old, smallmouth weren't really a thing. We flipped for largemouth, we flipped lily pads, we flipped reeds, and we fish grass. So that's how Cory and I actually grew up fishing, is largemouth fishing. And in Florida, it's very similar to back home. So we just go back to our roots, I guess, and try and figure these Palatka largemouth out. Sometimes they're good to you. And today they were a little stingy, but I still had a great day. And hindsight, I should have maybe flipped pads more today. I spent a lot of time driving, and these slow zones are killing me. It's the worst trying to idle for 20 minutes into those springs, and it eats up a lot of your day. And if you get back there and it doesn't work out, then you just wasted 2 hours. And but it was a great event. Every day I caught some flipping pads, and then I'd go catch 2 or 3 sight fishing. Today I couldn't get them sight fishing, so I probably should have flipped pads. But still, a great tournament.
We always give you a hard time about kind of beating up on your brother every once in a while, but you may have won Brother of the Year this week. Are you feeling good about things for Cory here today?
I think he's got a good chance at winning this one. There's no Rick Clunn sitting behind him with 35 pounds, I don't think. But in saying that, the first time I came here was my first Bassmaster Elite Series event in Palatka when Rick beat me, and this crowd is still phenomenal. The first tournament I came to, so thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. Without you guys, we couldn't do what we do, and and Bassmaster for putting this on, and it's just been a great week, and it's actually been a busy 3 weeks. I started in Georgia, went to Harris Chain, and now Palatka, and I'm going to head north. I'm going to fly home tomorrow. I got 2 boys, 3 and 6, and my 6-year-old wants to shoot his first turkey, so I got to get home. I got some work to do. I got to roost some turkeys and try and get him his first bird.
Well, that'll be a lot of fun, but you turn into fanboy here for the next few minutes. Who do we got next? Oh, he's a big one. The biggest bag of the tournament. The Crush City Monster bag of the tournament yesterday. 31 pounds and 4 ounces. Making back-to-back top 10s here in the great state of Florida. He is a 2-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier. From Texas, Brad Watley. $14 pounds and an ounce is what he's looking for. 12 pounds, 7 ounces with 72 pounds, 4 ounces. He moves into 2nd place. Let's hear it for Brad Watley. Brad, what a tournament and what a turnaround. What place were you in after day number 1?
Dude, I think I was in 95th place.
2 fish.
2 fish.
And so often in tournaments you see people with 2 fish and they, at home we call it truck trailer. You just load up and leave. You did not. You turned this tournament around how?
I didn't. I mean, the good Lord turned it around. You know, it was my back was against the wall, really. I mean, I had a couple of bad events in Texas and went to Harris Chain and got a top 10 and come out here swinging. I mean, I tried to catch them big on day 1. You know, it just didn't happen. I had a bunch of bites. They just wouldn't hook up. So we caught them pretty good on day 2. And, of course, on day 3, we dropped a big bag on them.
That was the biggest bag of the tournament, Crush City Monster bag. I mean, is that your biggest bag all time? You're from Texas. You might have...
No, not of all time, but on the Elite Series, yes.
How did you catch fish this week?
Primarily throwing an epic bait swim jig and another little jig that I was swimming as well with a B.A.S.S and whoop-out crawl, and then I caught a few also on a Bill Lewis rattle trap, just an old school chrome blueback trap.
Florida's been so good to you this time around, and this is the state. Everyone loves to come to Florida. It's fun here, but as a tournament competitor, it doesn't matter who I talk to. Everybody's kind of nervous because Florida can get you. Well, you just went back-to-back top 10s here in the Sunshine State. How did you do that?
Dude, I love Florida. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I'm from Texas, but if I ever move, it will be right here. I promise you. This place is awesome. I mean, y'all got giant fish. I always do well down here. You know, and I can't wait to come back here. I mean, it's just, you never know. You know, like I was out of it. Like you said, 95th. I mean, it's pack your bags and go to the house, son. You know, but we wound up catching them, you know, but just kept our head to the grindstone and never quit, because when you're in Florida, you're always around. If you're getting bites, you're around 7, 8, 10-pound fish.
Well, you had an incredible week. You're going to go to Lake Murray next, and how you feeling about that?
Well, we're going to try to keep this momentum train rolling. We're going to go up there and catch them, you know, try to catch them like we caught them here.
Talk to me about how important that is in this sport, because you hear people talk about momentum, but it seems in fishing it's even more important than most sports.
Yeah, you know, when things are going right, you really can't do any wrong. I mean, just get out of the way, get out of your own head, and let things happen, and they happen, you know. And when you're talking about momentum, I mean, momentum is everything. And this sport is a roller coaster. The greatest of the greatest that's ever played this game, they've seen the valleys, they've seen the mountains, you know. So, I mean, you just got to ride it.
How did you turn it around? Like, I mean, it's easy to say it's going the right way, but is there a secret to it, or are you still trying to figure that out?
No, I just had some donks bite. I mean, that's just what happened, you know. So, no, that's what happened, really. I mean, I was fixing to leave, honestly, on day 3. And like I said, I mean, I said, good Lord, I said, you're going to have to give me a bite or I'm getting out of here, because, I mean, I have nothing. And I kid you not, within 30 seconds, I catch one right at 6, and like 3 casts later, I catch 8.5.
Well, I don't know if it's official, but I believe if it's not the greatest comeback in Elite Series history, it is one of the greatest comebacks in Elite Series history, so nobody can ever count you out.
No, not in Florida. You definitely can here, because they live here. Like I said, I love fishing for big fish. That's why I said if I ever move, it'll be right here in this great state, because y'all got the big ones.
An incredible week. Congratulations. Let's hear it for Brad Watley, ladies and gentlemen. You're good. You're good. We have one more angler. Let's get him heading this way. Sometimes it's a competition, sometimes it's a coronation. Ladies and gentlemen, he is your day 3 leader. He is a 5-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a Bassmaster Open winner from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, Cory Johnston. Started the day with 73 pounds and 13 ounces. 5 fish here today. Didn't even need to get out of bed this morning. 19 pounds, 9 ounces with 93 pounds, 6 ounces. Finally, Cory Johnston is a Bassmaster Elite Series champion. 93 pounds, 6 ounces, and for a guy who has knocked at the door so many, well, we'll see if this takes over Phoenix Boats Big Bass. Needs to be better than 7-12, so you're leading that too. For a guy who has knocked at the door so many times, to come down to this, well, why didn't you just go sit in here in our Yeti hot seat so it at least gets used? You didn't even have to get out of bed this morning, dude.
Dude, I don't even know what to say, man. It's been one of those weeks that's just been absolutely incredible. And, you know, people say when it's your time, it's your time. And this week I couldn't do anything wrong.
You did nothing wrong. You dominated this event. He is your tournament champion. Are you ready to find? I mean, how many times have you heard about the blue trophy that your brother owns?
Every time I walk into his house, I see it and I'll never touch it. So I get my own.
You do get your own. Let's make it official. From Maxam Tire, I'd like to bring out Troy Klein, Steve Cunningham, and Lester Crook to do the handoff and make this official. A lifelong dream comes true. The Maxam Tire Bassmaster Elite belongs to Cory Johnston. Cory Johnston crushes the competition and becomes a Bassmaster Elite Series champion. Cory, this is real, and just like you pulled this one off in odd fashion. What's going through your mind?
I don't even know. Like I said, you know, it was one of those weeks that I had a good practice, but I didn't really, you know what I found. And when I rolled into that spot and there was nobody there for, you know, I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I just took my time and went around. I was passing fish, and then, you know, Caleb Summer all come in and snuck right into the best corner. And, you know, I just managed my fish good and made the right decisions. Like today I went flipping pads, and that was probably the biggest decision, you know, that in my mind that I could have made to do what I did. So, you know, I just want to thank all the fans, all my sponsors, my family, friends. They all flew down for this, and I know I got a ton of family and friends back home watching. I'm sure they're half in the bag right now, but you know, I don't even know what to say other than we're gonna have fun tonight.
Indeed. Hold that trophy one more time, right in the middle here, Cory. Let's say to hold it high. Cory Johnston crushes the competition, and the Maxam Tire Bassmaster Elite on the St. Johns River belongs to Cory Johnston. I know you don't do this alone. You got your family. Got your family traveled all the way from Canada to celebrate this. Let's bring them out here right now. Team Johnston. He has worked so hard, tirelessly, and forever. He is a Bassmaster Elite Series champion. Cory Johnston crushes the competition, and the Maxam Tire Bassmaster Elite belongs to Cory Johnston.
Thanks, buddy.
Anything else to say?
No, I don't even know what to say. You know, like, again, I just want to thank all my sponsors. You know, without them, I wouldn't be able to stand up here and do what I do. And, you know, they're the whole reason that I'm able to do this and, you know, live a dream.
It's an incredible dream. It's awesome to see it come true. You've gone through your share of trials, been so close. Anglers will all agree. We're more shocked it took this long, but I imagine there's more in the future. He's an Elite Series champion. It happened right here in Palatka, Florida, and you better watch out for these two little hammers because they're about 15 years away from collecting a couple of blue trophies themselves. Cory Johnston crushes the competition. He did not even need to fish on Championship Sunday.